Okay, I want to talk about the difference between a journey and a destination as it relates to your life specifically. And just the realization or the understanding is that your life is indeed a journey and it's not a destination. There might be a series of destinations throughout the journey, but those are kind of fleeting. Those are moments in time. And if you're waiting for a specific enjoyment of life, if you're waiting to take specific action in your life and you're waiting for that particular destination to do it, when I am married, when I am divorced, maybe, when I have so much money, when I am fitter, when I am healthier, when I am happier, whatever that looks like, you're going to be waiting probably for about 99% of your life. And I'm not joking when I say that, when you start to think about your life to this point thus far. So start to really truly think about the journey versus the destination. There's nothing wrong with having milestones and having goals and having objectives and desires and dreams. Those could be the destinations in and of themselves, but know and understand that the journey to the destination is going to be where the growth is. It's going to be where the enjoyment is. It's going to be where the learnings are. And that's the key part of what I really want to talk about in this specific video. So thinking about that, one of the most important things I think that you truly, really need to understand is the fact that it's never, ever, ever, ever going to be a straight line, ever. Any sort of life event that's an absolute straight line is probably in a film or a TV show and it's been concocted or created by a human being. It's just not true or real. It's going to be a squiggly line. It's going to be full of twists and turns. It's going to be zigzags and there's going to be backward steps and forward steps. You're going to look at it and you're going to say, that looks like a little bit of a bowl of spaghetti or something like that. You know, that sort of analogy where it's never ever going to go the way that you hope or the way that you anticipate or the way that you plan it's going to go. And I don't say that to be a downer. I really genuinely don't. I just say that from a reality perspective because things typically never work out the way that we are hoping that they are going to work out, despite the best plans that we might have. So as you go through the journey, some of these squiggly lines or zigzags, like I said, they are going to be roadblocks, they're going to be setbacks, they're going to be disappointments, they're going to be possibly devastations, and we're going to have to prepare ourselves for that. One of the first things that you should think about in that particular scenario is, what is this teaching me? What lesson can I learn from this specific situation? Now, the lesson might be never trust that person again, never invest in that thing again, never waste my time on that particular thing, never do that with these people, whatever it is for you. You're going to know what that looks like in terms of the journey for your own life. But the key part is to look at it from a learning, to look at it from a growth perspective. If you look at it from a learning and a growth perspective, I guarantee the recovery, if there is recovery required in that particular situation, is going to be so much more rich and a lot more efficient for you as you're moving forward, thinking about the learning at all times, rather than why me? Rather than why did this happen to me? Rather than this always happens to me. I knew this wasn't going to go well. Why did I even bother wasting my time? Everyone was kind of laughing at me anyway. People weren't laughing at you. Most likely you're just making that up in your head. So thinking about that in terms of the learning is the absolute key for you as well. So really ultimately what I'm talking about here is, how much do you truly genuinely control? How much do you control in your life to give you that opportunity to sit down and say, right, okay, I'm going to control the controllables. Now, that's easy to say, and it's almost a little bit of a cliche nowadays, but when you start to actually think and map out your journey, this is where I want to get to, this is what I want to be able to do in the future, this is what I want to be able to impact and create value for, then you start to map and chart what that journey looks like. Then you layer in, what can I control? Can you control the weather? Nope. Can you control someone else's behaviour, mood, attitude? Nope. Can you control the economy? Nope. Can you control the political landscape? Nope. Yet you get to vote, but you kind of can't control it with one vote. And it's one of these things. So what do you get to control? You get to control your attitude. You get to control your energy. You get to control your focus. You get to control your desire. You get to control your behaviour for the most part. You know, so every now and again we might get caught. We're human beings. We have a human experience and we might get caught now and again in some bad behaviour for ourselves. The key part then is to be honest with ourselves about our role in said bad behaviour, and then start to think about, right, okay, how do I want to use this as a learning opportunity to help myself grow and help myself be better in the future, there might be some repair that's required, maybe some apologies, some course corrections, and some reparation. Maybe there's a financial connotation to it. Who knows what that looks like? But ultimately, back to what you can control yourself. And that is it. So once you know that, then you can start to say, okay, what does it mean for me to be my best self in this moment, to lean into that moment, to deal with these particular types of styles of people, to be as prepared as I possibly can be, to be as energetic as I can be, to be as nourished, as fit, as healthy as I can be. Then you can start to look at the patterns you've already observed, you've already created for yourself, you've already seen the benefits or lack thereof from. Then you're in a position to say, right, okay, I need more sleep. I need to stop consuming this type and style of content and this type and style of food, beverage, drugs, whatever it is you're doing, to then give yourself that chance to say, I want to be better on the other side. So in order for your journey to go as smoothly as you can possibly make it, controlling the controllables, you need to then have an honest conversation with yourself about what's okay and what's not okay. And once you know what's okay and what's not okay, you need to start making some changes. Some of those changes might involve some sacrifices. You might have to remove yourself from certain situations that you maybe enjoy, if you like to overindulge in things or things like that. Or maybe there's some people that you hang out with that really have a wee bit less of a drive, a wee bit less ambition than you in and of a particular period of time, a season of your life. And then you get an opportunity to sit down and say, right, okay, these are the changes I'm going to make. These are the things that I'm going to invest in. These are the things that I'm going to eliminate from my life. And this is what I'm going to try and do the very best of as I move forward. That's the key. There's nothing super, super complicated about this. It's really, truly you sitting down, having honest conversations with yourself about the reality, the practical reality of what you're doing in this thing called life and the journey that you are on. A key part of that, and I've inferred it a couple of times now, is who's on the journey with you. Because for the most part, we're not really truly taking the journey alone, the journey in life alone. There's going to be various people that are in your life at various seasons of your life. And you're going to get that chance to say, are these people lifting me up? Are these people cheering me on the way that I'm cheering them on? Are these people actually helping? Are these people hindering? Are these people destructive? Are these people genuinely, actively trying to hold me back from what it is I want to do through some other life experience or event that has happened to them? I don't know the answer to any of that, but what you really need to be careful about is who is going to help me get to where I need to get to in terms of my journey, in terms of the growth that I'm looking to experience and the impact that I'm trying to create. And there might be people in your life where you say, nope, you can't come on the journey with me. It's not appropriate for you to be on this journey with me. I'm going to have to go this part solo. I'm not eliminating you from my life. We're still going to have a relationship of some description. It's just not this. It's just not us going forward to do this particular thing. I know what we said. I know what we planned, but through the experience that we've had thus far, I need to go and take this part on my own or need to recruit other people to come on this next part with me too. And you need to be ruthless, quite frankly. You need to be very, very brutally honest, and you need to be ruthless to say, this is just not helping me get to where I need to get to. And by the way, honestly, if we're being genuinely open and honest with each other, it's not helping you either. You know that this is not your journey. This is my journey. And you've played your part. You've given me what I needed. And I know this sounds super selfish, but you need to have those kind of selfish connotations to really give yourself that chance to succeed, to give yourself that chance to really have an open, expansive view of the journey, of where you're trying to get to, and say, is it appropriate that this person, these people are part of that? Or do I need to create a wee bit of distance between me and them to just continue doing what I'm doing, because they're going to continue doing what they're doing as well? So you have that opportunity to genuinely sit down and say, who is on the bus with me on this journey? And once you get that going, you're going to continue on your journey. And one absolute key thing that you need to be able to know and do is to self-reflect. And self-reflect regularly as you're going through your journey. Because sometimes in the humdrum of the journey, you can start to underplay, start to ignore, start to just completely not notice the progress that you're making, the experiences that you've had, the opportunities for growth that have presented themselves. Some hopefully you've taken, most, all hopefully you've taken, but some maybe have fallen off the wayside because you kind of didn't really recognize it for what it was in and of the moment. And that's okay. That's part of the journey. That's part of the squiggly line as you are navigating life and moving forward, that you're going to get those times when you look back and say, right, okay, I didn't actually realize or appreciate honestly what that was telling me in and of the moment. I will look more closely next time when something similar presents itself. And that's that self-reflection, daily journaling, looking back at these are the things that I used to get angst about. I don't get angst about them anymore. I actually get excited about these things. These are the things I used to dread. I actually look forward to them now. These are things that I used to complain about a lot. They're not even factored into my journey or my life anymore because I took these actions to give myself that freedom and flexibility to be able to know and understand what was going to benefit and help me get through this journey, this next leg of the journey, this next part or portion of the journey, depending on where you're at in the journey. So regular self-reflection is the absolute key of giving yourself credit for what you've done in the past and an opportunity to use all those learnings and all those gains and all those growth moments to shape and plan your future and understand what you can control in the future. Your controllables might be a wee bit more as you grow and continue to know and understand yourself as the journey progresses for you. And the absolute must for your life journey, as much as you possibly can in every single moment, is you need to build in fun. You absolutely need to build in fun. Fun means different things for different people. I completely understand and appreciate that. But if you don't build in fun to your journey, what are you doing? What are you actually doing? Are you procrastinating? Are you actually delaying the gratification to some point in the future where you say, I will have fun when? No, you're looking to try and extract the fun, to try and really mine for the fun in every single part of the journey. Some things are going to be naturally fun. Other things are going to be a bit of a grind. And when you're doing those grind activities, you really need to try and say, what would make this more fun? It might be doing something boring, an admin task, some research, you're doing your taxes, you're doing your receipts, you're doing your expenses, you're doing something that's kind of boring to you. Okay, well, where's the fun in that? The fun might be, I'm going to do this for 15, 20, 40, 60 minutes, and then I'm going to have a beer, I'm going to have a drink, I'm going to go for a walk outside, I'm going to treat myself with a bite to eat or a dessert or a chocolate bar or whatever, whatever that looks like. And you'll get to decide and dictate. And it's not going to be one size fits all in terms of fun, but you need to start to truly, truly look at where's the fun in absolutely everything that you're doing, because you know what? The time is going to pass anyway. I have said that multiple times. The time is going to pass anyway, so you get to control the controllables. And one of the controllables for you will be the fact that you can inject fun into almost absolutely everything that you are doing in your journey. So think about that. Plan for it, lean into it, make sure you execute on it and see where it takes you. So it's a journey. It's not a series of destinations. Yes, the destinations will come into that, but knowing and understanding that you are navigating this journey as you move forward is going to set you up for absolute success as you move forward. Please trust me on that and use any or all of this information to give yourself the best opportunity to succeed as you take the next step in your journey.